Yo, it's your boy Ghost here, and today I'm bringing us a comparison video between the Amax and Ram. Now, before we get into that, I want to give you guys a big thank you for the amount of support you guys have shown over the last week. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I guess last week I posted about 4 videos, mostly because of Season 6 and the weapons that came out with it and whatnot. Regardless, I posted around 4 videos, and they did pretty well. Thank you guys for that. Also, if you have not seen my last video, which was the M91. The M91 video that I just posted 2 days ago on Sunday. Make sure to go check that out. Also, believe it or not, 90% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're trying to build this community here, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on. We're trying to become the best community on YouTube. And y'all sitting here with 90% not subscribed? So, anyways, if you're new to the channel, man, hit that subscribe button. Turn on those post notifications. It really helps help the channel. My bad. Oh, just had like a goddamn stroke right there. And also, if you enjoyed this video, you know what I'm saying, hit that like button. Also helps the video. And with that being said, let's get into the comparison. And here we have the recoil pattern for a base Amax. Now, I will say that this video kind of suffered a little bit with the release of Season 6 because I kind of put this video on the back burner while doing other videos, and you know what I'm saying, so I apologize for any like lack of clips and whatnot. That wasn't really my intention, but it kind of was collateral damage for the videos that I made last week. But anyways, we move. Anyways, here's my class setup for the Amax. Now, the one question that you might have is, why am I using the Commando or Commander foregrip instead of the Merc, Ranger, or Operator? And that is very simple. That is because I do not like running Ranger or Merc on any of my ARs. I don't know, it's just a weird thing. Obviously, statistically, it might be better, or it is better, but I just don't like it, man. And in the case of the Amax, I don't really feel a difference. Now, obviously, everyone's different. You guys might think that the Ranger's godlike, the Merc is godlike, and whatnot. But overall, I feel like no matter what you use on the Amax, there's always going to be recoil. Now, obviously, there's some exceptions to that claim. If you use, so I know that PC, and I don't really mention this a lot, but PC has this setting where this basically gives you like no recoil, or the illusion that you don't have any recoil. There's literally a setting that says like no recoil or something like that, something along the lines of that. So like for PC players, this Amax is probably a completely different experience than console players. So when I'm talking about like no recoil, I'm mostly talking about console players, because I know PC players don't have that much trouble controlling recoil compared to us console players. That's just how it is. But in general, even if you're on PC, I feel like the average player wouldn't be able to control the recoil of an Amax, because this thing does kick a lot. Now, medium, the close range, obviously, you're not really feeling that. Even in some instances, long range, it isn't too terrible. But when you start getting to those extreme ranges, the Amax just, man, it gets hard to control. But the one thing that I like about the Amax, and I personally, I don't know if like I'm the only one that feels this, but I feel like I don't get punished by missing a lot of shots and because of its damage. So I could sit here and spray somebody down at long range with like with a 45 clip, miss about most of my shots, like in this clip right there, and I'm still gonna down them because it's that powerful. I know a lot of people might share that similar feeling. That's one of the reasons why I love this weapon and why I just like running it, because I know that it's not going to let me down no matter what I do to it. It's like this gun to me can't do any wrong because it literally bails me out so much. Now, I will say that in terms of it being, I guess, meta, it's there. I think it has the potential to be there. Now, I know a lot of people might consider it meta. I personally don't consider it like S tier, or in terms of meta or whatever, not like in terms of how good it is, but I'm talking about S tier as in like meta positioning, because the top of the list, I got the Kilo, right? And the Amax, I don't think reaches the Kilo level at all, because I don't really see this weapon being used that much. Streamers do use it, but not like every single streamer. You don't see it on every streamer's loadout. You don't see it in every player's loadout. Like, it doesn't have that universal like effect a Kilo has. That's partly because, again, the streamer influence, and also because I think casual usage of this weapon is very difficult. If this weapon, or any weapon in general, can't cater to a casual player, and it isn't like easy to use, or it is easy, whatever. If it's not easy to use, then it's not appealing to a casual player. So if you take a look, for example, as a Growl or a Bruin, those weapons are very easy to use, and it was widely used around Warzone. Compared to Amax, where I think this gun requires a bit of skill to use simply because of the recoil aspect of it. And a lot of people have the ability, or not, I'm not going to say that, but majority of people don't have that, godlike ability to control recoil. And, just them away from that weapon, or from this weapon. But that being said, let's get into the Ram. And here we have the recoil pattern for a base Ram. Now, the reason I want to make this video was to kind of highlight the ability of both these weapons, and not necessarily compare them to the Kilo, but kind of make a case as to why these weapons could be meta. Now, one of the reasons the Kilo is sometimes not liked is because of its damage. Like, that's probably like one of the only negative things that the Kilo has. And, coincidentally, the weapons that I'm comparing right now, their biggest positives is their damage. Now, again, what the thing with a lot of these high damage weapons is their recoil. Now, the Ram, in my opinion, is a lot more controllable. Or no, actually, not even my opinion. It's 100% more controllable than the Amax. But the Amax is still, you can control it, but it's still very, crazy. You take a look at the Kilo. I think melts. It doesn't really move, but the damage to some feel like it's not there. Now, personally, I don't think that's true. I think that the Kilo is a pretty well-rounded gun. I think the damage is pretty solid. I love using the gun. I don't really see where the whole no damage thing comes from. I think that, I see again M13 being said, it's being said that the M13 is better than the Kilo, and I just got ooh, that's all I gotta say about that. But anyways, the Ram is is an underrated weapon. I literally can't speak right now. I apologize. Now, see, the Amax, the thing about it is it's been given a chance in meta. Like, at some point in the end of season 5, I started seeing the rise of the Amax, but it kind of fell off. It still gets used, but not as much as like a few weeks ago. And it's definitely not like this crazy meta where it's everywhere, everybody's using it, all the streamers are talking about it. It's not there. And then the Ram is nowhere near there. I hardly see anybody use this gun. I occasionally see it, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I run into somebody using the Ram, but for the most part, this weapon is nowhere to be found when I play Warzone, or I just look at streams in general. Now, also, the Ram kind of had its little 5 minutes of fame where Tfue and Symphony were rocking the Ram. I don't know if Tfue still rocks it. I don't really tune into streams that much, but I haven't seen Symphony touch the gun in a minute, so I don't really know where the Ram stands right now. I just know that it's not this crazy meta where, again, everyone's using it. All the streamers talking about it. Like, the Amax and Ram are not there. And honestly, I feel like they're kind of getting robbed of the spotlight, because both these weapons are very, very good. And if the Amax, for all the PC players, because a lot of the big content creators are mostly playing on PC, I'm surprised why they don't use it, because like I mentioned earlier, the setting on PC doesn't or allows for it to have the illusion that the recoil is not that crazy. And I'm almost certain that most of these good content creators or streamers and whatnot, they can control recoil. I'm 100% confident they can. So I'm just surprised why they don't. I'm not seeing them rock the Amax. So it's something to think about. Now, I personally, the Amax, I wouldn't say, when I go and get my loadout, I don't necessarily get the Amax or Ram, or it's not my first option when I'm getting my loadout. And that might contradict everything I just said in this whole video, but I think the reason, now thinking about it, as to why I do this and a lot of other content creators do this, or just everyone in general does this, is the feeling of being comfortable. Now, one of the things that I gotta say with the Kilo is that gun just feels, I'm always comfortable with it. I know that I'm gonna put in work with it, and I feel like since I don't use the Amax and Ram as much as the Kilo, I feel a little a little doubtful of what I'm gonna be able to accomplish and what I'm gonna be able to do with it. So put this into perspective though. Think about your favorite weapon in the game. Think about the weapon that you put the most time into when you play Warzone, and just why do you always go back to that weapon, and why do you always pick that over the meta that's currently going on, if you do it? Because for me personally, the M4 is my favorite weapon in the game, and it is by far the gun that I feel the most comfortable with. I know everything about it. I love the weapon. It's my favorite gun. It's my old reliable. And I would 100% pick it over any weapon in the current meta or whatever, because it's just, I feel very comfortable with it. I know what to do with it. It's just my gun that so reliable. Now, right now, obviously, when I go and pick my loadout, it's not there. I don't pick it as well, but I'm saying, when I'm having a bad day in Warzone, man, I just pull it out, and you know what I'm saying, magic happens. That's all I gotta say. And I know a lot of you guys out there have that same feeling. Because at the end of the day, if you use the same weapon over and over and over and over again, you just get burned out. And, you know what I'm saying? Both these weapons, like I've made a case for in this whole video, the Ram and Amax, they're amazing weapons that deserve a chance. But I could understand on the other side why they're not this crazy meta. It's not everywhere. And that's fine. I just wish that we kind of like got out of this feeling of being comfortable and we just got into and actually applies for myself as well. Like I'm not trying to call anyone out. This applies for myself as well. But just if we can just get out of like our little comfort zone and start using these weapons that, you know, we don't really use much, you know, we might be able to do something nice with it. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about both these weapons. Let me know about your experiences and overall what do you think about these weapons. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Peace. Also, the beta comes out in like a few days. Let's go, man. Peace.